If you go on to enjoy the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It does really help me out a lot. And if you're into Funko Pops, I've just started a brand new channel dedicated to them. The link for that can be found in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new week of Team of the Week predictions. A couple of decent cards, a couple of not so decent cards, and one particularly spicy. Let's talk about Matt J first with a hat-trick in a 4-0 win. We do have a few bronze informs in FIFA, and they've not been shy about bringing them out every now and again, so that's definitely a possibility. Abubakar for the second week in a row is going to be mentioned in Team of the Week predictions for 2 goals in a 2-1 win for Besiktas. Will today, or no, not today, Wednesday, that's the day, be the day that he finally gets himself an inform? To be honest, I can't see it happening unless they just throw him into the standard squad, because Leandro has got 1 goal, 1 assist in a 3-2 win. They tend to throw a few sort of obscure leagues into these silver stars every now and again. But more than that, we have 3 other silver cards coming up that, in my opinion, are probably more deserving than Abubakar. Up first is going to be Sigrist. I've probably said it wrong, and he probably won't get an inform. But he made 12 saves and kept a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw with Celtic, which, of course, crowned Rangers champions. That wasn't the reason they won the league, but it helped. Armity, Premier League player, out of position now as a centre-back, and of course would be his first inform. He got 1 goal in a 2-1 win for Leicester. Can definitely see him getting himself an inform. It would be a pretty decent one at that as well. So, you know, look out. And of course, finally, we have McLaren from the Australian League with 1 goal, 2 assists, and they won 6-0. I think he's more than likely going to be in the actual squad that's going to be in packs rather than the Silver Stars, but you never know. My money's on Armity. Into the goals we go. Romarinho, a player who had a Silver Stars and now would be a gold, with a hat-trick in a 4-2 win. And for an 80 rated card, that is some 80 rated card. That could arguably be the best 80 rated card we've ever seen in FIFA. It's just much higher rated than an 80 rated card. Kaderabek, maybe. The right wing back from Hoffenheim has popped up with 2 assists in a 2-1 win. With more and more people using the wing back system, I think this card could be welcome. It's not going to be one of those that uses straight away, but one more inform, you never know. Johnston of West Brom has made 5 saves and kept a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw. Goalkeepers are always tricky. There is one more goalkeeper to mention within this video, but it won't be for a while because he is a very high-rated goalkeeper. But yeah, they're a punt. Moving on to Mancini. 1 goal, clean sheet, 1-0 win for Roma. That obviously triggers something else, and if you know, you know, but we'll talk about it at the end of the video regardless. Just think, what if? You know what I mean? Anyway, let's move on to a second informed player. Stasinski, maybe. 2 goals and 1 assist in a 3-0 win. Despite the pace, I mean, for an 82 rated card, it doesn't look terrible. It is a shame that he doesn't have any pace. Would be almost impossible to fit into a team. But apart from that, absolutely banging card. Let's move on to Hugo Malo. Again, a right back that could fit that sort of wing back-esque type of play. Unfortunately, of course, he doesn't have any legs. He has popped up with a goal in a 4-3 win for Celta Vigo. I kind of needed some defenders. Just plucked him out of nowhere, really. The card that everyone is going to dread and love at the same time. Hero Ryan Kent. 1 goal, 1 assist in a 3-0 win. It was essentially the game that won Rangers the title. They were always going to win it anyway, that amount of points clear. And yes, Celtic needed to drop points for them to be crowned champions, but that was the win, or the last win they needed. And Ryan Kent was at the heart of it. Armstrong with 1 assist in a 2-0 win. Maybe I'm sort of clutching at straws here. 1 assist might not be enough, but he did play very well. Does have a man of the match. Wouldn't be a terrible card. And again, sort of half matches that wing-back kind of criteria. Mason Mount, I hope this guy doesn't get the inform. Not because he got the only goal in a win against Liverpool. It's because there's a better version of him on the market already. So if they're going to give a Chelsea inform to anyone, please just allow it to be someone we don't already have a special item for. Let's move on to Alexis Sanchez. 2 goals in a 2-1 win for Inter. Not the high-rated card he used to be. In fact, not even that usable anymore. I mean, in terms of like managerial masterpiece or something, I'm sure a lot of people would get a kick out of it, but it's not going to be good enough to be used elsewhere. Moving on to Burgess. I always really find it difficult to say his name. 1 goal, 2 assists, and a 6-0 win. Should probably already have 2 or 3 informs already. That victory for Feyenoord as well, by the way, has triggered something else, much like the Roma win. We'll talk about that in a second. Luke Shaw ran the length of the field, played a little 1-2 with Marcus Rashford and buried it bottom corner. They beat Man City 2-0. That was a very impressive goal, very impressive run, very impressive result. That would be a second inform. From a guy that was being heckled by his own fans every single week, he's come on leaps and bounds, our Luke Shaw. Let's move on to a player that I honestly didn't know had a special card this year, and I do this for a living. Alvaro Morata with 2 goals and 1 assist in a 3-1 win over Lazio. Big game in Italy, big performance from the Spaniard, and he's come on leaps and bounds since leaving Chelsea as well. That just goes to show that not every player suited to the Premier League, but he's tearing it up in Italy. Nkunku, 1 goal, 1 assist, 3-0 win for Leipzig. This guy is going to be massive when he grows up. He's still quite young. He's got loads of time to develop, and he's already an absolute monster of a player. Really like him in real life. Gonna love him in FIFA, I'm sure. Moving on to Robert Lewandowski, but he was informed last week. Yeah, he shouldn't have been. He should be informed this week. He scored himself a hat-trick. EA gave it to him last week when they shouldn't have, and they missed out this guy, Leon Goretzka. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to give it to Leon Goretzka this week. EA, man, you don't know what you're doing. So Goretzka 1 goal this week, not really enough to get himself an inform, but because they can't give it to Lewan for a hat-trick because they gave it to him last week, they should have given it to Goretzka last week because he got a hat-trick of assists. They're going to have to do it arse about face. So Goretzka's going to get it when he didn't deserve it. Anyway, Ter Stegen, 3 saves. I know it's not really many. Clean sheet though, and they won 2-0. Is that enough for EA and a goalkeeper? Yeah, more than enough. All they need to do is turn up when it comes to EA giving out informs for goalkeepers. So Ter Stegen should be a shoo-in considering he doesn't have a special card this year. And the man, the myth, the legend that is Harry Kane. Gareth Bale could actually be in line for another inform, but he's already informed, so that's not going to happen. They'll give it to Harry Kane. Scored an absolute beauty of a goal as well. Easily contender for goal of the season against Crystal Palace. They've just scored again. I'm recording this 13 minutes from the end, and Spurs have just scored again. I will find out the goal scorer for you before the end of the video, but that, my friends, is nailed on. Moving on to Leroy Fer. Now, that 6-0 win for Feyenoord has triggered the upgrade to Leroy Fer already. In 1 game, he has himself the upgrade. Apparently, this is the confirmed card as well. Stats and all. Don't know how much to read into that, but still. The other one, of course, is that Roma kept a clean sheet. Therefore, Chris Smalling will be upgraded on Wednesday, and he'll look something like this. It's not going to be exactly, it might be exactly the same. I doubt it, though. It will look very similar to this either way. He will be 90 rated. So there we go. 2 upgrades to speak of. Let me find out who got that goal for Spurs. As if it was written by a Hollywood director, it is Harry Kane. Human Son assisting him. So, I mean, that is 100% nailed on now. The other game and team that I haven't mentioned is Fulham. They beat Liverpool 1-0 away from home, and Lemina got the goal. Beating Liverpool these days isn't actually that difficult. I could probably do it, just me and my cat. So, and I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way. I'm allowed to say these things. So whether they give him an inform or not, I'm not sure. Would they really give a Chelsea inform and a Fulham inform for beating the same team 1-0? Who knows? We will have to find out on Wednesday. I think that's going to be it. Napoli currently beating Bologna 1-0. I think Insigne's got the goal there, if memory serves. Atletico Bilbao 1-0 up at half-time against Granada. Nothing really happening there at the moment either, but just keep an eye on them. Any more goals that fly in from the current goal scorers, they could end up in an inform. And that's my prediction for this week. Couple of spicy players in there. EA have got it arse about face with Lewandowski and Goretzka, but that's just typical EA. Couple of upgrades with what-if cards already, and some decent players to look forward to in packs or picks. Potentially a hero, Ryan Kent. Would he be a hero? Would he be an inform? I'm not sure. I would imagine they'll give him a hero, though, because they've won the league. But there we go. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.